Welcome back. If you want to learn a little bit more about Kamloops, or perhaps you have friends coming to visit you this year, this summer, and you'd like to have them learn a little bit more about the city as well, the Kamloops Museum and Archives is holding free walking tours of our city. Joining us today to talk about it, and sitting next to me, we have Keely Bland, who is the museum educator, and Julia Sear, museum supervisor. Welcome to the show, guys.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Good. So, is this something that we're doing that's new?
Yes, so we have these fantastic pop-up exhibits that our curator did, both at City Hall and at Development and Engineering Services, which is another city building at 105 Seymour, to try and bring some of the collection out into the space. So we thought in order to kind of showcase these great pop-up exhibits, we wanted to have a little bit of a walking tour between all those two spots and then end back up at the museum as well.
So in the museum itself, you have a nice collection of older pictures that people can look at. I find that people love to look at old pictures, especially where they live. If they live in a town where they don't know a lot about the history, and you see, oh my gosh, this is how Victoria Street used to look in the early 1900s. It's cool to look at that.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of shows the progression of the city and how it's grown, and you can still sometimes see snapshots of buildings or streets that look familiar to you but aren't familiar at the same time. So it's a great thing to kind of see.
Speaking of that, we have a couple of black and whites that I thought we could throw to right now. So let's hold on this for a minute. What are we looking at right now?
So this is a photo of what was called Main Street, that is now Victoria Street West. And so you can see how important still the railway is to Kamloops, but how it's coming down this really main street of Kamloops. The only building that you're probably going to recognize in this building is the Federal Building, which is still standing today. It's beside New Life Mission, and it houses the makerspace now.
Right.
So it's also kind of really fun with these old photos for me, who's kind of someone new in Kamloops, to kind of pull out something that I am still able to recognize, and that building is the one that's left.
We have a second one as well. We'll go to that.
This is a fantastic photo of kind of this landscape. It's by Mary Spencer. It's from 1906. And so here, this photo's blown up really big in City Hall, and we're kind of going to talk about how the city developed in kind of two different ways. It started off in the West End, and it kind of grew organically with kind of, cities, streets, kind of going all over the place. But the other half of First Avenue was really laid out, very planned in a grid system. And this picture is really fantastic because you can see that. But it's also by Mary Spencer, who was a really important early photographer here in Kamloops. So we talk a little bit about her as well throughout our tour.
Yes, and I know Mary Spencer, you guys actually had an exhibit on her a few years ago, and some of the work she did, which was pretty cool. I think this is a great idea, you guys. Where does the tour go? You start at the museum, you go for a little walk. How far do you go?
Start actually at City Hall. So we're going to start outside at the Overlanders statue. So kind of talk a little bit about the Overlanders, then go up into City Hall, walk up to the courthouse, talk a little bit about the courthouse because we like this kind of great built history that we have in Kamloops that still exists. Down Seymour to DES, then we're ending up at the museum. It's our last spot. Yeah.
So you're sure to learn a few things.
Definitely.
Yeah. Julia, how often are they how often are you guys offering this?
Well, we're offering them every Friday, July, September, and August.
Okay.
And they're from 1 o'clock till 2:30.
Okay.
And they're already booking up.
I bet they are quickly.
Pretty quickly. So.
Who's doing the tours?
That would be me.
That's you.
Yeah.
Good. What do people need to bring with them?
Just make sure you have good walking shoes on. It's not a huge amount of walking, but we are still walking. Have some water if it's a really hot day, but that's about it because we got some fantastic funding from the BC Arts Council. We're able to offer these for free, which is great. So just call ahead and book because for logistics purposes, we're trying to have about max 15 people for each tour. But it's free, so people just need to bring themselves.
That's awesome. You guys, thank you for being here today.
Thanks.
Yeah. Free walking tours through the Kamloops Museum Archives. We didn't put up their new logo. I guess it's too late for that. However, KMA is what you guys are going by now.
Yeah, just the shorter acronym.
Yeah, KMA, Kamloops Museum Archives. If you would like to book a tour, information is on the screen. We're back after a quick break. Stay with us.